Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Spitball Media podcast. We're going to spit out the top entertainment stories of the week, watch some cool trailers, and hang out with our pals in the chat room. My name is John Draper. Joining me, he is the mayor of Burleytown, USA, spring edition, and his name is Bish O'Brien.
I'm starting to get burly again. I'm kind of going off my diet.
Nice.
And I pulled something in my back. I don't know if, I'm getting old. So I don't know if I sneezed and pulled a muscle or if I did it working out.
That's what happens. You're not even 40 yet, though, so that really shouldn't be happening.
I know. I think I know what I did. But yeah, so I haven't been working out the past couple weeks, and I've been really staying up late and snacking. So I might be back in burly fashion in no time.
Well, hey, you're bulking up for the summer, which is the opposite of what most people do. But you're an individual.
When people zig, I zag. That's just the way
exactly.
It goes.
Why would you go the way of everyone else when you can just go the opposite way?
Be a nonconformist, guys.
Yes, he's the nonconformist mayor of Burleytown. Shaheen might not make it tonight. He had a personal thing he had to take care of. He sends his apologies. Maybe he could join us for the later on version of the show, the old post show. Speaking of the post show, consider going to patreon.com/spitballmedia for 5 smackaroos. Literal change in your cushions. You can get like 1,500 hours of exclusive content, ranging all the way back to Break the Apocalypse days of the COVID years. Those dark COVID years that we all try to move on from. And of course, the special bonus shows, exclusive content, individual shows, theme shows, watch along, and of course, B-Show. This weekend, what are we doing for the April people?
Live nudes?
No, I am doing the feet porn.
You and Rich Dow. I think Rich Dow said he's soaking his feet, getting ready for the Feet Finder account to go up.
Nice.
But the Q&A, the flagship of the Spitball Media Patreon. You have asked your questions. We're ready to answer them in only the way that we can. And you're going to get that probably sometime between this weekend and early next week.
Yeah, we're going to cover it for you this weekend because now we're in May, and we'll get the link up for May. And we'll have a little fun with May shows. Maybe somebody will have a little solo show happening. But the only way to get there is by going to patreon.com/spitballmedia. Only one tier, $5. It means you're not a herb. You get everything. And summer's coming up. If you're traveling, if you got long drives coming up, B-Show, it's a great way not only to support the show, but to audibly support your noggin.
Absolutely, man. There's so much content. That's one of my favorite things to do with people that I subscribe to is to go deep in the catalog to stuff that I remember fondly. And we've got so much stuff back there. I always mention like the frog dicks and the Iranian satellite dishes, but apparently we have horses and anal too. Someone reminded us of. If you
wouldn't be the weekend without horses and anal.
If someone can find that episode for me, I'll
and anal.
I'll give you a free month of Patreon or something.
I can't even, dude. Some of that Break the Apocalypse shit went deep in the paint, as far as that goes. But patreon.com/spitballmedia. Get in there while it's hot. I'm excited for the Q&A. I haven't even looked at any of the questions because clearly I've had other things on my mind the last couple of weeks, but I am really, really excited. B-Show, who's hanging out with us tonight?
We got quite a few friends. We got Donald Stoney Esquire.
Donald Stoney. I'm stuck calling him that now. Esquire.
We have the Slave Cheeks.
The Slave of the Cheek.
The Joe Punches.
Oh, fresh off of his Rich Dow podcast.
Speaking of, hey now. Rich Dow.
Rich Dow, the
king. I like how he timed that. It all came out at the same time.
Yeah, the king of Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't know.
The Prince of Pittsburgh. I like the Prince of Pittsburgh.
He's cool. The Pits of Pittsburgh.
Pits of Pittsburgh. You put the pit in Pittsburgh.
Chris Matthews.
Big fan of that Chris Matthews.
We got Young John JLD 999.
I love calling him Young John.
Mm-hmm. And that's everyone chatting it up.
Well, thank you guys for hanging out with us. Hopefully you got your questions in for April. Don't worry, we're going to get the link up for May. I'm excited to record that show with you. And I got to check out that Joe Punches appearance. I really just trying to catch back up to life as far as that goes. But thank you guys for all the wonderful support the last couple of weeks. And thank you for the wonderful support for the show. We have an action-packed show for you tonight. But one of the big entertainment stories. Oh, Robbie Richmond, good morning from our dear friend in the UK. One of the big stories going around Hollywood this week is the same story from last week. The movie Sinners had an unprecedented second weekend in terms of box office success, where collectively, B-Show, this is just a very rare thing to say, it only had a 10% drop off week over week. I don't know that we've ever even seen that in our modern life.
I don't think so. And according to Culture Crave, it was one of 4 movies that grossed over $20 million last weekend.
It was a big weekend. It was a big, yeah, there was a lot of people into Minecraft. Was really helping that box office, by the way. Minecraft is a
Minecraft,
big
The Accountant 2, and the re-release of Revenge of the Sith. So
yes, which did quite well. I think it's something like 43 million. The Accountant
Mhm.
2, I wanted to see that. I'm a big fan of that movie. I love John Bernthal. I love the fact that they turned it now into like a buddy action movie. The first movie was it was a strange film. I'm excited to watch it. I don't think I'll get to see it in theaters. But Bisho, this Sinners movie, man, I think people are going to be talking about this fucker for a long time.
I think so. It's one of those movies that came out of nowhere, and everyone from Entertainment Tonight to horror movie pages on Facebook are talking about it. Speaking of mainstream, Yahoo Entertainment says Ryan Coogler's Sinners continues to top the box office with a $45 million second weekend.
Yeah. And by the way, guys, you got to remember this is an R-rated movie. So that's also kind of a thing too. R-rated movies, don't have this kind of return. And Bisho, this is only the 4th movie in history to do this.
I did
Modern,
not
I
know
guess.
that.
Wow.
What was the other one?
No, in modern. I mean, like in the and
Okay.
how they count box office now and so forth.
Well, I mean, think about it. Back in the day, like let's say back in the late 70s, early 80s, if something caught fire, it might be in the theaters with like a 10-week run,
Oh
12,
yeah, for sure.
15-week
Yeah,
run.
3 months for sure.
Yeah, and then if it did really well, even they'd extend the run longer than that. Modern movies, they either put out and they go the fuck away, or they yank them from theaters if they don't put out. So
Yeah.
it is interesting that, and maybe it's just the volume of content. It seems like there's a big movie, and then it's gone, and then there's a big movie, and then it's gone. It doesn't seem like there's movies, unless it's like Mission Impossible or Oppenheimer or Barbie,
Mm.
where they have staying power. And this movie,
Minecraft.
Minecraft too, yeah. But it's
Yeah.
like there's these select
Mario.
movies. It's rare, Mario, yeah. But it's rare that you have 2 of these at the same time because everything's been very quick, very in and out. So very cool for
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah, movies are kind of quietly making a comeback. And I don't know if I want to use that term, but Ryan Keefe joins us, and he said, "I saw the re-release of Revenge of the Sith, and I can't tell if I misjudged the prequels or if the sequels are that bad." Yeah, I got to be honest, I'm shocked that Revenge of the Sith is doing that well with people, and it's like an event thing, and like that movie sucked. I did not like that movie at
Revenge of the
all.
Sith, really?
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Wow.
Is the Revenge of the Sith the first of the prequels? I'm
No,
confused.
no, no.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This is the Vader turn. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay, then okay, yeah. You know what? I'm also watching Andor, and
Spoiler. Sorry,
it's
guys.
all
Darth
going
Vader.
over. It's all going over my head as
It's
far
all
as
right.
that goes. Chris Matthews is saying he might try to do a double feature tomorrow with Sinners and Thunderbolts. I just watched the Thunderbolts post credit scene, and I'm a big fan of Century. That I actually owned my comic book store when Century was a new Avenger, and that was in the lore there. So I will be going to see Thunderbolts this weekend. It got great reviews. I don't know what kind of box office it's going to do because it's got to compete with the tail end of Minecraft. Is Revenge of the Sith still in theaters this weekend?
I don't know if it was a one weekend thing.
Okay, it might have been a
I
one
don't know.
weekend thing. And of course, Sinners. Sinners is going to have another tremendous weekend. So we'll be talking about it for sure. But I'm going to plan on seeing Thunderbolts Saturday morning. My usual routine there, B show. Get a coffee. Get a coffee. I get a giant flavored fucking mocha frappa fucking douchebag drink. And then I park my ass in that theater. I get the big popcorn, and I just fucking veg out, zone out. And I'm usually hungover, so that's gonna where I'm gonna be high as fuck tomorrow night. So just chilling. But I'm excited. I would like to see The Accountant too. I'm a fan of that first movie. If you've never seen it, I highly, 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 highly recommend it. It's very good. I like the Affleck. I'm a fan of Affleck. I love Bernthal. Probably one of my favorite guys in Hollywood right now. But we're going to be checking it out. We got some interesting news to discuss here. Toxic Avenger is getting some screenings. Obviously, we've been very Toxic Avenger forward on this show, B show. No shock there. And some of the early reviews are really good for Toxic Avenger, which is not coming out till late summer.
Yeah, so according to Bloody Disgusting, it's 92% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
It looks like 100% unrated, 200% toxic. That's the headline, and only in theaters August 29th.
I am very excited for this. B show. Should be something you should see in a movie theater.
Yeah, I think so. Just the nuttiness of it. A lot of the violence. I think there's going to be a lot of splatter with the gore, so you got to see that on a big screen.
Oh
And
wow.
yeah, I just think it's like the little engine that could, the little toxie that could.
Hmm.
It wasn't even going to see the light of day, and then just because of word of mouth and buzz and interest, and probably a little bit of thanks to Terrifier, I would imagine.
I think so for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Jamie Pennycook is joining us. I haven't talked to him in a minute.
What's up, Jamie?
What's up, Jamie? John JLD. I'm sorry, The Accountant 2 suck balls. I still will watch it because I like the movie. I know they went a very very different direction with the franchise, but yeah, Neckbeards. Oh, Neckbeards is with us too.
Hey, what's up?
There is a trailer for the Toxic. It's a teaser trailer, and it's kind of like a fever dream. We did cover it on here. You could find it. It's very like chaotic. It's very like ba 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 ba. If you've ever taken ecstasy, it's kind of like ecstasy. Only it's a trailer, and you probably weren't listening to like bad club music. But Bisho, I'm excited for Toxic Avenger. I'm really starting to think that May is the time where the cinema experience for the horror genre. Now you have the action genre. You have the big box office coming for the summer, and we have these small indie films that are very curious about. I really feel like this is the month where everything kind of picks up and business is about to pick up, like old JR would say.
Yeah, kicking off the summer with some great Toxic Avenger. But I think that's it. I think it's summer's coming, and with horror movies, it starts in the summer and it bleeds into the fall because of Halloween. So we have this nice long stretch of a lot of great shit. And also, we've got our finger on the pulse of some other movies coming out, like that are more mainstream or less
Yeah.
horror and action and stuff. So,
Mm.
yeah, it really seems almost seems like when the circus comes to town in a way. Like the energy's up. There's
Oh yeah.
dwarves running around. You want to bang a fucking carny.
Yeah.
It's that kind of excitement in the air that I feel
Yeah.
like.
You want to buy meth in the parking lot and then drive home.
Mhm.
And then get surprised when you're pulled over and you're on someone's lawn and you got a cow underneath your fucking Ford Explorer. If that sounds very specific, I'm just making all that up. That's not a personal experience. But I do think May, this is the month where we're going to see stuff. We have the big Marvel movie. The tie into the Fantastic Four is already part of this film for July. And of course, we also have Mission Impossible. They're starting to push that as the last of that franchise. They expect that to do tremendous numbers, like tremendous box office.
Oh yeah.
So this could be, with a lot of financial insecurity, as I know we can't really talk about it here, but a lot of weird news financially, B show. This could be the summer of the movies because even with the inflated prices, this might be the only thing a lot of people can afford to do.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we've talked about SummerSlam, we've talked about WrestleMania. Like, there's a lot of concerts. I mean, you've talked
Concerts,
about that too. Like,
yeah.
it's almost like COVID in a way, where like when COVID was around, you couldn't go anywhere because the venues were all shut down. They're open now, but they're too fucking expensive for average
Yeah.
people to go, and you're being more choosy about what you do. But still, if you go to a matinee movie, it's still between what, $8 and $12, depending on where you're at.
Yeah, $12 probably sounds about
Yeah.
right.
And if you do the WT Whiskey Tango thing like we do, you might sneak some snacks into the theater.
Yeah, I don't. You know why I don't do that? Honestly, like, because like I look forward to the fountain soda and the movie popcorn. Like that's like, you know what I mean? Like that's part of the like when you walk in that theater. I don't care who you are, what your health requirements are, but the one smell that you are gonna get in your lungs above anything else, above BO, insecurity, whatever the fuck's going on at the movie theater, is that popcorn. Like it's gonna get in your pores, B show. And unfortunately, it costs a lot of money, but there's nothing like a fresh out of the batch, out of the bin movie popcorn pushed in front of you, walking with it over to your seat. To me, that's, it's a rush. I always get very like that anticipation of like, oh fuck, I'm gonna see a movie. I'm excited.
Yeah, I know. I agree, and I feel the same way. It's just the last time I went to my local one, a small Coke or cherry Coke is like 5.50 or six
Yeah, it sounds
bucks.
about, yeah, for sure.
And then I got a medium because there's refills. I figured, fuck it, I'll get the next size up. I'll come back down
Yeah.
and refill it. But then
Mhm.
like the medium's like this big. I'm not drinking it all anyway.
Yeah,
And
it's
it's
so
like I'm
big.
wasting money. And then when I take my kid, it's like, all right, we get one candy, popcorn, and then a drink, and it's like, hey,
Yeah.
that's another $25.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't miss bringing the girls to the movies. Don't get me like my kids,
yeah,
but I did it, bit the bullet because it was an experience and it was like it was a bonding thing. It was a good way to kind of be close. It's either that or like listen to their life. And I chose the movie. I chose the movie rather than listen to their life. But Bisho, I did want to get to this before we get into the trailers. So they announced the rest of the horror docket to come in May because technically, Bisho, I don't know if you heard, we're halfway to Halloween.
yes, we are. My kids were excited because we're like 300 days till Christmas, but today actually we're halfway to Halloween. It's just starting to get warm around here, and I'm
Yeah,
already kind of over it. It's all
I
steamy and
know.
shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God, my kid and I went out for like a bike ride today. And it's weird because like the air's cool, and I don't know if has it been like this by you like the past month where it's just like gale force winds nonstop.
The wind is like blowing shit everywhere, like dropping trees. It's
I'm
fucking
giving the
really
finger
bad.
to every boomer I pass for fucking up the environment because it's been
Mm.
nothing but like fucking schizophrenic weather and gale force winds for the past month solid. But yeah, man, I'm already getting hot and steamy. But that
Yeah.
also means that summer's coming and halfway to Halloween, and it's not going to be too much longer. And as you mentioned, there's a bunch of films yet to come out on
Yeah,
the
we wanted
slate so far.
to share this with the class. Oh, Marquise is joining us. Shout out to him. No, Jamie, I don't miss fighting at the movies. Look at me. I'm not. Who am I fighting? You know what I'm fighting right now? Like cholesterol. That's what I'm fighting right now. But I thought this was interesting, Bisho, because even if you just take this for the year, now forget about like anything else. Let's say this was 2025 on paper, sight unseen. This is a very impressive 2025.
Yeah, because like in this, I like this list quite a bit because it doesn't just rely on a lot of the legacy properties. Because we've talked about that.
Mm,
I think late last year, early this year, the only movies that we really knew about were like the new I Know What You Did Last Summer. There was supposed to be a Saw coming, which was canceled. Stuff like that.
mercifully.
Yeah, and now you have Dr. Frankenstein at 28 years later, but at the same time, you've got Weapons. You've got Clown in a Cornfield. You've got Badlands. You've got another Fear Street Prom Queen coming out, which we'll watch that trailer
Yeah, we're going to
potentially
talk about that
tonight.
tonight.
Let's see. There's Him, Dr. Frankenstein. That's Guillermo del Toro. I forgot about that one.
That's right. That's oh my God. There's no way that's bad. And Bisha, we might have to pull an audible and pull a trailer because him looks really good. But I might want to save it for next week for Shah.
Okay, yeah, let's make a note
Yeah,
of
let's
that.
save it. Yeah, let's make a note of
Oh
that.
shit! And then here's another one. Someone added. There's the Ritual. There's the Black
Yeah,
Phone 2.
Black Phone
Check this
2.
out. There's another list here.
Oh my God. Are you serious, man?
So Wednesday season 2 is coming. Dangerous Animals, Onslaught, Shelby Oaks. I have no idea what Shelby
I
Oaks
heard of
is.
Shelby Oaks.
Keeper,
Mhm.
a new Strangers movie.
Keeper is Osgood Perkins' movie. The one that that's the fucking movie I told you that was better than fucking The Monkey. That I was like, I
Oh,
literally stood in the aisle with my jaw open watching that trailer, my friend.
okay.
Wait till you see this fucking thing.
Killer of Killers,
I've heard of Killer of Killers. Okay.
the Silent Night, Deadly Night movie,
Oh, that's right.
Anaconda,
That's right. The Anaconda remake they're shooting right now. That's not this year.
Vicious. Have you heard of Vicious?
Maybe.
Okay, and then Hurry Up Tomorrow and Faces of Death.
Yeah, Hurry Up Tomorrow is that Jenna Ortega The Weekend movie that looks a little crazy. We watched that. Looks like a fucking fever dream.
That's
Faces of
right.
Death looks like it's coming to theater. Like we weren't sure, the actual release date. Now this is all for 2025. Every one of these. How is that possible?
It looks like it because Anaconda's Christmas. Silent Night, Deadly Night is Christmas.
Okay,
Killer of Killers is June 6th.
we might have to
Um,
pull some of these for next week.
and yeah, Jamie, the Josh Brolin movie, if you're talking about
Weapons.
weapons, we're
Yeah,
going
we're
to
gonna
talk about
cover
that
it.
trailer later. Yeah.
Coming right up, actually. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, B Show, I have a feeling we're going to be singing a very different song that we've been singing through the winter of this year, and we're going to have a very robust horror, end of the year for sure. Not to mention these Jurassic Parks, these Mission Impossible, these Fantastic
Yeah.
Fours, these Supermans. Like it's like, and it's a fucking roller coaster, man.
Well,
Some
and
are
it's
shows, Don Tony, but they're horror properties.
yes. Killer of Killers is the adult animated series that cover more genres of the Predator. Okay.
Yes, I saw. Yeah, they released a trailer for that, or they talked about that
Wow.
last week. Yeah, it's going to be like Predator and Shogun times, and
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah,
I felt like Tommy Boy there. That's awesome.
awesome. Yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited for, and of course, Final Destination. They pushed that pretty hard.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that's good. I'm gonna go see that. I'm gonna go check that out for sure. I want to see a, and we just had that movie Drop that did well. The Monkey did well. Sinners is gonna be on the top of pretty much everybody's lists.
Hmm.
As far as that go, I'm looking forward to new movies too, Jamie Pennycook. And you
Hmm.
got us here to help you sift through that stuff. We're gonna help you
Hmm.
sift on through it. But before we get to the trailers, B show, the head of Netflix had an interesting quote the other day that we want to mention. Ted Sarandos, he is the head of Netflix. He's probably worth about a gajillion dollars. B show, what dumbass thing did this fuckface say the other day?
I'm trying to find the exact quote, but it's buried. But basically, he's saying that, oh, there it is. According to Culture Crave, Netflix boss Ted Sarandos says the streaming platform,
Oh,
Netflix, is saving Hollywood.
oh, thank God.
He thinks going to see movies in theaters is an outmoded idea for
Oh,
most people.
okay. Before we go off on this guy,
Hmm.
um, he is the head of the largest streaming service on the planet. So for him to say, "Hey, movies are the best. Going to the theaters is the greatest thing in the universe," would be a very dumb thing for him to say. But if he's saying that streaming is saving the industry we refer to as Hollywood, I think somebody has a disagreement with that, B show, and that's called Hollywood.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we just talked about it at the top of the show. Four movies did over $20 million this weekend, independent of each other. Sinners did 45. Minecraft did what, another 40. The
Yeah,
Accountant 2
it's
did
almost
very
at a
well.
bill. It's almost at a bill. Minecraft.
So, like, I really, at this point, this is like, I don't know, this is like someone taking credit for a class project after everybody else has already done the work. You know what I mean? All the work's handed in, and then some guy walks in and, oh, or, great story. Cousin of mine was in a fight down in Bowling Green. Everyone gets broken up. Fight's gone. The one friend comes out from behind the garage. Oh, dude, I was just about to hit that guy.
Ah,
That's Ted Sarandos right now. I was just about to hit that guy.
he was just about to hit it. Yeah, I mean, listen, we all love streaming, but these movies like tonight, some of them we're talking about, B show. There's no way I want to experience them on my couch, tripping balls and fucking drinking fucking bourbons and shit and walking the dog every hour. Like I want to sit in the theater and get that boom feeling. You know what I mean? Like like if I want to experience that, and I get it. Listen, there's some movies like comedies. You see a comedy in your house, that like Police Academy, the Police Academy movies, not Police
Mhm.
Academy, Naked Gun. That
There we
look
go.
trailer looked great. I'm all about that, but if I don't see that in the theater, I'm fine. But I'll certainly watch it when it comes to streaming. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, but at the same time, like, the movies I watch on streaming are movies that I don't want to go to the theater to
And spend the
see.
money.
So I would think that would be lower tier movies that I would
Yeah,
see on
makes
Netflix,
sense.
not these great cinematic masterpieces. So, and let's not forget, it wasn't until like last year when Netflix started going fucking face first into the asshole of the kind of right wing adjacent comedians and stuff like that. Did they actually start to catch fire a little bit more? They
Yeah.
was it 2 years ago they were rumored to be shopping Netflix to Apple TV or something like
Something
that.
about, well, yeah, they were looking. Yeah, there was some kind of bullshit like that. Might have been
Yeah.
Paramount. Don't quote me on that. But
It,
Paramount
yeah.
Plus is like my favorite streaming
But
service.
either way, like Netflix was on its ass 2 years ago, and now it's finally got some steam, and it's like we did it, everyone. We saved movies.
Well, they got Stranger Things coming back maybe at the end of this year, early next year. Ryan Keefe is saying, I think it's gone the other way. I think people are wanting the theatrical experience after 5 years of almost exclusively using streaming. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if you're a Jurassic Park guy, Ryan, or if you're like a Mission Impossible guy, you're going, I can't wait to watch it on my phone. Like, no, you're going to want to go, I mean, the thought of that, it just seems ridiculous. Kyle, what's up, Kyle? Kyle's chilling tonight. But yeah, we just thought that was an interesting little footnote, knowing that is, first of all, utter and complete bullshit. But of course, again, Netflix is the largest streaming service in the world by leaps and bounds. No one's even close. It's them. They're Coca-Cola in
Yeah.
that world.
Well, you know what
They're
it reminds me of a little
WWE,
bit? Speaking of WWE, what it reminds me of is,
who
and
they
I
now
see,
have on their network.
yeah. Well, but I see this a lot with like executive types where like some shit happens and then some suit walks in and goes, "See, look what we did." Like when The Rock at
Oh yeah,
WrestleMania, it's like, "Oh, I would have done this differently in that and this." And it's like you can tell they're full of shit.
Yeah,
right
sure.
off the jump. So yeah, I don't
Yeah,
put any stock into this
for
at all.
sure. Listen, we got some bomb ass trailers that we want to talk about, and some of them we're going to need to digest like a biscuit. Let's go right to the motherfucker of them. This is Weapons. Now we played those creepy mini fake trailers. They had this trailer when I went and saw Sinners. Sinners was laden with fucking horror movie trailers as far as that goes. I am super excited for Weapons. Apparently this is a cerebral, like deep, high IQ, not your meat and potatoes film B show. And this is from the writer and director of Barbarian. We've been very interested in what he's following up with, and we're going to check it out now. This is the real trailer for Weapons.
This is a true story that happened in my town. So this one Wednesday is like a normal day for the whole school.
I love the voyeuristic.
But today was different.
Watching from the distance look.
Yeah.
Every other class had all their kids.
Oh, she's in this?
But Mrs. Gandy's room was totally empty.
Teacher, the focal point, kind of.
Wow.
And you know why? Because the night before, at 2:17 in the morning, every kid woke up, got out of bed, walked downstairs, and into the dark.
Goosebumps, man. It's just
and they
creepy.
never came back.
I don't understand at all. Why just her classroom? Why only hers?
We shall pause this for a second.
Yeah.
Dude, this is working for me, man.
I know. I was getting goosebumps, and then Josh Brolin stands up, and just that voice, and
homegirl from Ozark. I love this kid. She's great.
I am so curious as to what the fuck is really going on.
I know. I'm so worried some fucko is going to ruin this for us, but I just wanted to take a digestive breath because again, we really don't know. We have no understanding of what's going on here at all. We don't. We just know we want to see it, and we have full faith and credit here in what we're seeing so far.
And it's weird because like it's a little bit uncomfortable at the same. And I'm not usually all that great with uncomfortable like. Those kind of horror movies.
And B, do we know what time period this takes place in? Because this does not look like the 2020s here.
This looks like 90s, like early 90s to me.
I'm sure I don't want to do too deep a dive to find out anything I don't want to hear. But let's finish up the trailer here.
Yeah.
We have a lot of emotional problems here. I think it's best if you keep some distance from this place.
Doctor Strange. Wow.
Oh yeah, the monk or whatever.
Yeah.
Check this out. Jesus Christ.
Damn.
Where are you?
Wow. Look at those shots, man.
Where did you go?
Oh my God.
This is where the story really starts.
Yo. Okay. Listen, I don't know shit about fuck. Props to the homegirl from Ozark. But I know, B-Show, I'm going to be seated for that opening weekend because I need to know that story. I don't want anyone to ruin it for me. I have huge expectations here, man. Huge.
I do too, man. Like, look at New Line Cinema in 2025. Still at it, like, giving you some great horror movies.
Very
and
true.
Look, I think if someone ruins this on social media, you have free reins. You know, not that I'm giving you permission. I don't want to be responsible. But should that person get beaten up by somebody, I think that's just karma. This dude, uncomfortable, but very intriguing. And I'm like you, like I want to go see this opening weekend because I think it looks good, but because I can't wait to find out what the fuck this movie is about.
I want to know the story. I want to know the story. It kind of reminds me, honestly, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Longlegs. Like we didn't really know, we really didn't know as far as that goes. Marquise is saying he's sold. Jamie's like, wow. I just want to read some of these comments. A lot of wows. So good. Can't wait. What was that black stuff? Yeah, I mean, people are marking the date on their calendar. Yeah, I mean, this is how you sell a fucking movie, honestly.
Yeah.
Saying no free reign is from B Show. What is that? I don't know what that means there. Hey now, Rich Dow is hoping it's a cult. I think it's aliens, but why the fuck do I know? I don't know.
And here's the thing too. I got when evil lurks. Is that the movie we watched from Argentina?
Wow.
I got those vibes in the school when she's in the classroom and the kid looks up, but he's wearing almost like clown makeup, like
it was
blue
so dark.
eyeshadow and red.
It was very like ambiguous on purpose.
I know.
I'm sold. I'm ready to fucking go see it tomorrow. I cannot fucking wait. And listen, like I said, I'm so concerned some doucher is going to be like, it was all a leaked gas line and the kids were really that, like some dumbass shit. I think we're going to get a very high IQ, deep story out of this. I do. I really, really believe that. And I'm excited. I'm excited that that's the Barbarian guy. Interesting thing. Somebody made a comment and said, how come A24 may have passed on this? I don't know if this is accurate. Yeah, they were like, well, because Barbarian was a huge A24 movie. Why wasn't his follow-up movie with the same studio? I don't know if there's something to that. That's not just somebody that was on Twitter and so it was like A24 is kicking themselves for not what I saw. And please, this is not a fact. Somebody had posted that it was Seth Rollins the whole time. Hey, I got the kids.
217, they came to see me.
217, they were in my house. Seth voice just takes over. Hey, it's very crusty.
They came to sing my song at 2:17 in the morning.
At 2:17, they said, "Oh, it was crazy." No, somebody had a thing that said when he pitched it to A24, they were like, "No," So I don't know how accurate this is, but I expect big things. I expect a huge response from the horror community, with Barbarian being like this thing that happened that was like a phenomena to people and no one knew what the fuck it was. Like if I'm remembering correctly, we were all sleeping on Barbarian. I went and saw it one night during the week, which I never do. And I was like, yo, what the fucking fuck? Like this movie's fucking insane.
I think it came out on Hulu or HBO or something right after it hit theaters, because you were telling me it was crazy.
Yeah.
And then I caught it one night when it just showed up randomly. And I expected it fully to be like, oh, this guy, he's a domestic fucking psycho. And then there's like this giant hillbilly inbred woman in the basement, like nipple feeding this dude. And it's like, what the fuck is that?
It was like 3 different kind of movies, but Barbarian holds up, man. And it has comedy elements too. It introduces itself halfway through as a comedy.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see it. August 8th. We will be seated. There was another horror trailer I saw today, kind of out of nowhere, and it struck me because I never heard of this movie before. But I think a lot of people are going to be curious about it when they see the trailer or listen to us talk about it tonight. This is a movie called 40 Acres. Okay. It's a post-apocalyptic movie, a little bit probably more to it than that. But I just saw this today. I think Bloody Disgusting dropped it, and I am very intrigued. It kind of reminded me of The Last of Us. It's called 40 Acres, and we're going to check it out now.
I know I've been hard on you.
Magnolia.
Takes hard work to survive.
Augusta 24 to Freeman 1. You copy?
Ain't nobody pushing the seed through the soil, is there?
No, ma'am.
Are there any others like us?
Ain't nobody else out there like us.
Freeman 1, you copy?
We don't need nothing and nobody. Reload. Work now.
Rest when we're dead.
Yeah, come on.
Augusta 24 to Freeman 1. You copy?
They keep saying Freeman?
Freeman, yeah.
Afternoon, Augusta.
You've heard about the attacks by now?
Thought your Union Army was gonna come and take care of it.
They're not. They're dead. All of them.
So,
Yeah, pause it here, Bisho.
whoa.
Yeah, again, Don't know if it's zombies. Don't know if it's a virus. Don't know if it's just a civil war that was
That's
going
what it
on.
seems like. Like their name's Freeman, first of
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Then they mentioned like the war, it's civil war on the newspapers and shit. And then
Yeah.
they said your Union Army's all dead. So is
They're
this
not-
like almost
don't
like
know.
a modern day
Civil War.
north-south to South Rose again
Could
type
be.
of shit?
Could be. Could be. Again, they're purposely playing with a lot of different things here, but it looks real dark, in terms of content. So like I was like, whoa, this kind of struck me, this trailer. So if you want to just continue there, we're about halfway through there.
Yep.
You could have left.
People forget what animals were like.
What matters now?
I like the way this is shot
How we
too.
react.
Yeah.
There we go.
Shoot first. Don't ask questions. We ain't waiting on no revenge.
Jesus.
They gonna end up dead anyway.
You need help? Please.
All we need is right here.
You don't want us to trust anyone because you can't trust anyone else.
Ooh,
Need
nice.
nothing and nobody.
Get back! Please.
Freeman 1 to Augusta 24. Do you copy? We found your goddamn animals. Now pick up.
What the
Jeez.
fuck?
Crazy, right?
I
Bisha,
can't
let's
make
pull-
heads or tails of it.
Yeah,
man.
let's see if we can do a little deeper dive here on this, because again, it's playing with a lot of themes here. And I love the fact that the trailer is not fleshing it out for us, but I think this looks fucking fantastic, man.
Question. Wasn't reparations supposed to be 40 acres and a mule, or was it
Yes.
20 acres?
No, it's 40 acres and a mule.
Hmm.
Yeah, so this could be a modern civil war, or we had a civil war, and this is many years later, and this is the way America is now. I'm very intrigued, man. I'm very intrigued. I have to say, this struck me when I came on my feed today.
This looks This might be like the sleeper movie.
It's a crowded field already, but it's looking very fascinating. What can we find out about this 40 Acres film?
So according to Wikipedia, 40 Acres is a 2024 Canadian post-apocalyptic thriller from R.T. Thorne. The film stars Danielle Dwyler as a matriarch of descendants of African-American farmers who settled in 1875 in rural Canada after the First Civil War. 200 years later, they're trying to survive in a decimated future.
Wow.
Whew.
Wow. What a heavy concept, man.
Yeah.
Who's that lead actress? She looks very familiar.
Danielle Dwyler, Deadwyler, sorry.
Detweiler.
Debuted 2012 in the drama Across to Bear.
It's probably Canadian films.
Starred in The Haves and the Have-Nots. It's a primetime soap opera.
Oh, Canadian. She's not on Letterkenny or
Kids in the
Shoresy.
Hall. Is she
on Kids in the Hall?
Let's see.
I'm crushing your skull. I'm crushing your skull.
The woman. Oh, she's in The Woman in the Yard, which that just came out.
Oh shit! You're kidding? That looks real good. That kind of came and went fast.
Yeah. I saw the TV Glow.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Some interesting films. Who's this director? They said this is a debut.
Yes, director's debut. R.T. Thorne, Canadian writer and producer.
Okay, I'm intrigued by this. I love the concept. Looks pretty violent. Looks really, really kind of tense. I'm going to check this out, Bisho. If this hits a theater by me, or if it's streaming, I am going to order it. But I think this looks fantastic.
Yeah, it does. It looks cool. I like how they're giving us details and they're giving us Easter eggs, but we still don't really know what's going on.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I love it. But it does seem like it has that theme, that very ominous theme there. And it looks like it's well made. I'm intrigued. I'm definitely going to check it out. We got a couple more trailers here. We got a trailer for Fear Street, which is a Netflix series. Now, Bisha, I have to say, a lot of people have told me about Fear Street. I've never watched it. I think Shah may have watched some of it when it started.
I think he did. From what I gathered, it was one of those like PG-13,
Yeah, it's an
almost
anthology.
Goosebumps horror movies.
Mm.
And wasn't there Fear Street like 84, Fear Street 94, stuff like that?
Yes. Yeah. Fear Street 84, Fear Street 84. Oh, DN is in the chat there. Thank you, DN. Appreciate that. But I'm unfamiliar with it. I think it's an anthology series. you know, as far as that goes. But they have a new one called Prom Queen, and I like the trailer. I would check this. I don't think you need to have seen the previous ones. It's kind of like a Black Mirror thing, which everybody's telling me to watch Black Mirror. I just checked out a long time. I just got very exhausted by it. Like I was just like, oh, I get it. The world's terrible. Like, can we just move the fuck on? But anyway, this looks interesting to me, even if it's a PG-13 thing. This is called, and this takes place when, Bisho, 1988?
Yes, 1988.
I was in high school in 1988. Okay, so let's take a look at Fear Street Prom Queen. I was not the
shitting
prom
my
queen.
pants.
I was a junior going into my senior year in high school. I graduated in 89.
Coming to you live from Shadyside High. Only 2 days to go until senior prom, and anything could happen.
Looks pretty accurate to me.
What's that?
Looks accurate to clothes. I always look for that right away. Hair or clothes.
Gotcha.
Megan Rogers,
The hair, not at all.
principal's office right now.
Miss Granger, this is your time to shine.
Oh, shit.
This is the new Shady Side. The promise of a bright future. This is your chance to fulfill that promise.
I'm trying to win Prom Queen, but I am never gonna find a prom dress.
You're so gonna win Prom Queen.
You better believe I am.
Sure are, girl.
Class of 88 to your senior prom.
You look so rad.
Hi.
If
Yeah,
you make a
nobody's
fool
hair
of me,
is
this
right
will
at
be
all.
the end of
Not
you.
even a little bit.
It's Shady Side.
I don't see any giant perms. You know what I mean?
I don't know
When's
why
it all
they-
going to go wrong?
Oh, here we go.
I just saw something.
Yeah, see R.L. Stein.
So, this is like R.L. Stein's like young adult shit instead of the Goosebump shit.
Yeah, he had 2 lines for Bantam books, I think it was. It was Goosebumps and then Fear Street.
Okay. I'm completely unfamiliar with any of this.
I read a
saw
bunch of the Goosebumps. I didn't read the Fear
I
Street
like to see the
stuff.
Goosebumps movie, and we liked it. It was fun.
Yeah.
She's read some of them, but
The Jack Black one or the David Schwimmer?
Jack Black.
Okay.
I heard the Schwimmer one was good too.
Is it?
That
Okay.
was more of a series. Yeah, the Jack Black movie was fine. It made a lot of money. All right, let's continue here. I'm very upset about the hair, but let's
You'll never be prom queen.
Megan, go! They know how it sounds. A whole bunch of people have disappeared. Where are all the prom queens? We're trapped! How do we get out of here?
Wowzers.
This is a very special night, and someone is ruining it!
Yeah, even the
Put the
fashion
music
a little
back
bit.
on.
yeah.
I'm gonna
This
cut the
looks like
bitch that did
this
this.
looks like a millennials version of it.
Like age
You having a good
84.
I have to say, Michelle, this looks way more violent than I thought it would be.
Yeah, for an R.L. Stein adaptation, for sure. I'm not, let's say, clothes and fashion aside, hair not
Fashion
being
was kind of on
accurate.
point, but none of the hair. The hair is I think they want you to see the people, so they don't want the hair to distract. You know what I'm saying?
So you don't look like the big red monster, like
Yeah.
from
So
fucking
like,
Bugs Bunny and
so
shit?
you so if you have a nest of robins living in the hair, like they don't want you to see it.
That's true. And, good point. But like, all that aside, it doesn't look bad. Like
No,
I
it doesn't look-
expected
looks
this to look
well-made.
super like Blumhouse style. It's actually
Oh
looks
no,
pretty
it
good.
doesn't look like that at all. It looks well made. I'm curious, Bisho, could you see what the rating is for this? I know that there's ratings for streaming. I'm just curious.
What's
Yeah,
it
a lot
called?
of people
Prom
are like,
Queen?
nah. Jamie's like, nah. Chris Matthews like, eh. Yeah, it's an homage, Ryan. To Ryan saying it's an homage. I'm sure the soundtrack, like Deanna is saying, the soundtrack looks great. You know.
I don't
just
see a
curious.
rating yet.
Okay. I'm
No
just
rating.
curious what their ratings were. I'm sure the books were like YA, right?
Oh, you mean MPAA rating? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I wanted to see what the rating was. Like, is this considered like a PG-13? Because it looks violent.
I thought you meant
Oh.
like ratings from critics.
No, I'm sorry. I should have clarified.
It's
that.
rated
Like,
R.
Wait a minute. Goosebumps dudes writing rated R horror? Are the other ones rated R? They have to be, right? Why would this be rated R? I'm
what's
sure it
it?
is.
Fear Street, what is it, 90?
1984, whatever.
1994.
94?
That was the one that came out in 2020. Let's see, MPAA.
That was the second one, I think.
Rated R.
Wow. Okay. You know what, guys? Maybe it'll be worth. Look, it's a crowded field, but maybe it'll be worth checking out. because B-Show, it's rated R. I mean, why is it R? It has to be for violence.
Well, I mean, there's a fucking axe murderer. I don't think they're cutting away with the violence.
Yeah, but we've seen PG-13 axe murderers movies. We've seen them before. Like, they exist. They do exist. Not our favorite thing, the PG-13.
Not at all.
Okay. You know, I'm curious. I'm very, like Don Stoney, yeah, I agree. You know, the R-rated movie, like, the R-rated series from the motherfucker who writes Goosebumps. Okay.
Yeah. Deanne has a good point too. Guardians of the Galaxy is amazing, but the soundtrack kicks it up a notch. This is fair to say that.
Well, it makes it's like a great dessert after an amazing dinner, right? It's like you still would have loved the dinner, but then when you got the dessert, you were like, oh, and then the dessert.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I as someone who was that age at that time, I could tell you the hair is completely, and I'm pretty sure I saw a girl in a boy's tuxedo and like that you just would. I'm sorry if this hurts anybody's sensibilities. That would not have been a thing in 1988 proms. I'm very, just believe me when I tell you, it was, you know.
In my part of Ohio, that wouldn't have been a thing in 1998 proms.
I'm just saying, like, it seemed very. I know. That's one of the things I noticed. Like, I watched something I watched recently. I watched that movie, The Order, right? And it was about white nationalists, you know, and it was a good, decent movie. If you have Paramount Plus,
was it a diverse cast of white nationalists?
No. But what I was going to say was, they give, like, you know, and listen, this is neither here nor there, but you know, like if you ever saw like Geraldo Rivera in the 80s,
yeah,
or like Morton
or
Downey,
Donahue, yeah,
and the Klan come on, okay, they're not using nondescript language, okay, they're using hard R. Big time over, and this is their thing. They were doing it with impunity, and you know this was part of the shock of like these motherfuckers, right? They're saying these words, they're saying these offensive words on television. If you're going to make a movie about white nationalists in the 80s, and like you're using like a modern lens, you take people right out of it, especially like the 80s. Like, you know, it's just a weird choice. It's kind of like making a movie with 3 sex scenes and everyone's wearing clothes. That's
like we talked about last week, the HJ over the pants. Yeah.
Yeah. Like dry oral sex scenes. Like, you know, who doesn't want sloppy toppy? Everybody wants that. I mean, that was a lot of people's nicknames in high school. I'm just saying, like to see a girl in a full tuxedo as somebody's date. It's a girl in 1988. It's not. Yeah. Django is a perfect example, right? Like, can you imagine Django if they never said a racial slur in Django Unchained? I mean, like, it's a weird, like if it makes you that uncomfortable, don't make the film.
Yeah,
you know,
it's a bull with no balls. Like if you're gonna make a movie like that, you kind of have to do that because it is shocking, and you're not.
Yeah, it's supposed to be shocking. Yeah. It's a terrible period in time for people. It's a terrible time in history to whitewash, for lack of a better word. I just think it's very strange. Now you're going to make a 1988 prom movie with a girl who is clearly presenting as like some sort of ambiguous boy or like, or something like that. Like you would have been sent home. I don't care where your school was. Like, you know, I hate when I just don't do it. If you're that uncomfortable, that's all I'm saying. Just don't do it. If it's that uncomfortable to you, you should have made it with girls with big bouffant hairdos and fucking, you know, and everybody worried about getting the AIDS. And if there's no AIDS in this, I'm checking out after the first episode.
Yeah, if there's not like an AIDS poster on the wall. Yeah.
I want to see AIDS in 88 big time. Trust me. It was a thing. You know, for someone who survived it. Like I'm literally the fucking age of the people in the goddamn fucking TV show. You know, so I feel I'm on authority to say it. Anyway, there's a couple more trailers. I'm saving this rock one for the end because I think we're going to talk about it for a little bit. But we had another trailer I wanted to blow up today and check out. This is a movie called Diablo. I just caught this trailer today. It's one of these, like, it reminded me of like a late 80s, early 90s action film. I don't know dick about this movie, but I thought it was worth dragging into the conversation. And it is called Diablo, which I believe is the translation is lost, Bisho, for scholars, but I believe it constitutes to whale's vagina. Is that right? Diablo.
I think it's like mother-in-law's cunt hair or something like that.
Okay, I thought it was whale's vagina. Anyway, this is Diablo.
Okay.
Where's the money? don't think so.
That was a nice punch, wasn't it?
El Accountant. Dos.
Hola, papi.
Oh, Bogota. Jesus Christ.
Nice.
Right? Misha, this reminds me of a rental, like an action rental. Look at this motherfucker.
The call got grabbed this morning. It's an opportunity.
It's like Rush Hour meets.
Don't do anything stupid.
Don't kick me.
Who are you to tell me what to do?
Oh shit.
Okay. Stop running!
I want you to see something. I was friends with your mother, and I'm telling you the truth.
Prove it! Her mother has been dead for 5 years.
I know. I think Vicente killed her. He took
It's like
everything from me.
Hispanic Ryan Reynolds.
Ooh.
Oh fuck.
Tell him the safety's on.
Dude, I'm into this. Look at this motherfucker. Look at that.
It's like Reacher in Bogota.
Yeah. Dude, this looks like a fun movie. What happened to the other? Oh,
It's like an 80s action movie.
hell yeah.
Both want to get Lisa back.
Look at this shit.
Dead for her. Who is that psycho? I hired him for a job, but he crossed the line. That's personal to him.
Dude. Go listen to this download. You need to download this. Wow. Oh, this is so fun. Wow.
Diablo.
Wow. Dude,
Jesus.
tell me that, seriously, that checks off so many boxes, doesn't it?
Yes, dude. Like, it's one thing after another. It was like a mashup of good concepts from 80s action movies. Like,
Yeah.
you got the big indestructible villain. Then you find out he's got a fucking iron fist with a fucking claw underneath it.
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah.
Holy
and,
shit.
and by the way, the action sequences, the fights look good. They don't look
Yes.
shitty. They look
Like, remember-
well choreographed.
Remember we watched the Roadhouse sequel and we said it wouldn't be as bad if it wasn't for like the AI contact in the fights.
Yeah.
This looks really good.
Well, but by the way, Bistro, not to segue out of that, it just got announced Guy Ritchie is directing the sequel. So I'm excited. I like Guy Ritchie. I'm a Guy Ritchie guy. I think, Ryan is saying like what I was thinking too. It looks like a movie that would have went straight to VHS that you would have rented and watched with your friends and went, oh my God, I got to watch that again.
Yes.
Like a ninja movie in like the late 80s.
Like Laser Mission starring Brandon Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a guys. I am technically. I have a feeling that if we're gonna end up watching this movie and be like, "Yo, it's probably one of my favorite movies I've seen in a long time."
Yeah.
So that's called Diablo. It's just such a strange thing, I just thought it would be a fun thing to bring into the conversation. But we got a big trailer saving this one because I have a lot of history with this film, believe it or not, which I'll get to you in a minute. Benny Safdie of the Safdie brothers. Benny's more known as an actor. He's been in a lot of films. He was in Oppenheimer, actually. He's in quite a few movies, but him and his brother have directed some very cool indie movies. They're based out of Queens. And they blend a lot of hip hop into their shit. They have great visuals if you've never seen a Safdie brothers movie. Mark Kerr, if you don't know who Mark Kerr is, he was an OG Pride early days of UFC fighter who was an absolute beast. And he was a very odd character, soft-spoken, tremendous, but a very gentle person who was clearly on performing drugs. They made a documentary about him called The Smashing Machine. I've seen this 100 times, maybe one of my favorite documentaries. I am blown away that not only is there a feature film that A24 has made for this with big name people, some of the biggest people in the industry, but that it actually looks like Mark Kerr, and they got Ryan Bader to play, I believe, Mark Coleman, who was an early pro. I'm all over this. This is the smashing machine, and this is The Rock in a way. After 250 movies, I think I'm finally going to say The Rock is in a good movie.
We shall see.
Probably looking at my eyes.
How did that happen?
Well, have you ever heard of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, the UFC?
Looks just like him.
That's the bloody thing they're trying to ban.
Bishop, can you pause this? Because the
Here's
audio
the
is not in
best.
sync here. Sorry, our audio is not in sync.
All right, let me try.
Let's try again. And he looked, and by the way, they had to cover like sleeves of tattoos. That's half the budget had to go to probably sleeves of tattoos.
Here we go.
All right, we're going to try this again. Sorry, the audio was out of sync there.
Yeah, it was fine on my end, but
Okay, well,
probably
let's see.
lagging
Let's
from the transmission.
Possibly.
Let's try again. Do
Okay.
you want me to rewind it?
No, I think it's very early in the trailer here.
All right.
Ever seen?
Do you hate each other when you fight?
Absolutely not.
How do you know Mark Kerr?
Oh, we go way back, but he's a buddy of mine.
Wow.
Come on, baby.
He's playing Mark Coleman. That's Ryan Bader.
No.
Please welcome in his Octagon debut, Mark Kerr!
Winning is the
That
best
legit
feeling
looks
there
like
is.
early UFC days.
Of
for
course,
sure.
100%.
40,000 people,
Yeah.
and they're cheering you on. There's no other high like it in the world. No contract, no money?
No money.
Do you have any stronger pain medication?
That's Rutten.
I was going to say, Bass
Advil?
Rutten's in this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's probably playing himself.
Don, would you like?
No.
They're handing them out like candy. Let's all get in. Everybody get in. Yeah, Don, can you take this picture for us?
Yeah.
What are you thinking at the beginning of the fight?
It's simple. Am I going to hurt him
shit.
before he hurts me?
That was a good shot.
Emily Blunt, dude. Crazy.
This Grand Prix to crown the greatest fighter
Pride Grand
in
Prix.
the
Oh
world.
my God.
He has come back from the brink. Let's see if he can pull out a victory over Mark Coleman.
Have you spoken to either about fighting such a good friend for a life-changing amount of money?
I just need you to let me in.
Always about you. Only about fucking you.
Let's fucking go. My big strong man, I love you.
Phew.
I think he wants your autograph.
Sure, no problem. No fighting.
Dude,
Wow.
this looks so good. I'm every time I've watched it about 4 or 5 times because I ordered the first UFC pay-per-view. I ordered it with my apartment with my friends, and we had a whole bunch of people over, and we would watch it, invite people over to watch the first one, and then we ordered the next one on Cablevision. And I remember the Smashing Machine documentary. Bisho, if you could do me a favor just to give people, because I know a lot of younger people have no concept of what this is. Can you pull up the Smashing Machine documentary to see if there's a working trailer?
Yeah.
But Bisho, what do you think? I mean, I think it looks fucking fantastic.
It does. I was very surprised with The Rock making the type of movies that he makes that they would go this route, and I'm glad they did. He obviously went full transformation, and there's different points where he's shaven and looks like a maniac, and then he looks completely unrecognizable. I like how when they did the throwbacks, almost like VHS footage, they were able to make it look like VHS footage. But it did kind of remind me of Selena. If you've ever seen that movie, where like they try to make it look like it's legit and like it's on VHS, and it's not. But no, I look, I'm not a huge fan of The Rock's movies or The Rock at this point, but I'll definitely go see that for sure.
Yeah, a lot of people got Iron Claw vibes from it. As far as that go. You know, that's what it reminds me of. That was an emotional thing to see in a theater. I was bugging the fuck. And then I saw it a second time with Violet, and Violet was like crying at the end. And then we watched it on TV. That's like one of Violet is 21. That's one of her favorite modern films. Is the Iron Claw movie.
Really?
Well, she doesn't know. She just loves the story. She just can't believe it's real. and like, she liked all the guys in it. Like she recognized some of them, and as far as that goes. Do we have a trailer for the Smash of the actual documentary?
No, I'm looking for it, but
it's so good. If you've never seen it, man, it's so good. Is there stills of it?
It's all. I'm on YouTube right now, and it's all from this movie.
Okay.
That we're watching right now. I'll try to find something on Google real quick.
Yeah, Slave Cheeks is saying it looks like The Wrestler. Yeah, it does. I mean, but this is real. And the one thing I will say, I'm a bit of a douche with movies. Mark Coleman being played by Ryan Bader is great, but Ryan Bader is a fraction of the size of Mark Coleman. I don't know that they could have found a man as big as Dwayne Johnson to play Mark Coleman. By the way, B, Reacher motherfucker probably could have played Mark Kerr.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. What is he, like 6'4", 260, something like that?
Maybe more than that. Is that the real Smashing Machine? Look at him, dude. Look at that.
Yeah, Life and Times of Extreme Fighter Mark Kerr.
Do they have a Do they have a trailer for this?
No. I can't find a trailer anywhere.
It's so crazy. What year is that from? It's got to be like 20 years ago.
That one, it doesn't tell me.
But you see physically, Bisha. I mean, look at him right
2002.
there. 23 years ago. It's brilliant. I mean, it's absolutely. Is the real Mark Kerr right there, or is that? Let me see.
Wow. That's Mark Kerr.
Yeah.
See, what's strange is
there he is.
I didn't watch all the pay-per-views, so I didn't know everybody. But I used to watch Pride clip shows and countdowns and stuff all the time.
Pride was amazing.
I'm surprised that this guy wasn't on my radar because I remember watching Don Fry and
Sakuraba.
Sakuraba, guys like that. But I've never heard of Mark Kerr until now.
The documentary is superb. Mark Coleman was like mentoring him. They were best friends. He was a little older. Bob Sapp, Marquise Bob Sapp.
Yeah, Bob Sapp.
Oh, scary looking. Not a great fighter. Scary looking man. Look, this is going to be unflinching. The early days of the UFC was the wild, wild west, and Pride was like ECW. It was like early GCW, ECW days. Like Pride was monstrous. It really, really was. Pride should have been a tremendous thing in this country.
Oh yeah,
it wasn't at all. But also, it was overseas. We didn't have the PED requirements. These guys were juiced up beyond words. Mark Kerr is alive. He is a part of the film. I think this could be the thing that The Rock, like the real seriousness of taking him seriously, which has eluded him for 250 fucking movies, where the fuck he's been in. This is different. This completely looks and feels complete. This is like what's his face when he was cast as Kevin Von Erich.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
Like it's a whole, like almost like a rebranding.
I agree with that because this isn't Rampage or Slap Rock's picture on a cardboard box called Jumanji, whatever the fuck. This is not a Dwayne Johnson movie from what we know Dwayne Johnson movies to be. This is a real sports biopic about a very back arena smoke and mirror. They used to call it human cockfighting.
Human cockfighting, yeah. And they had the prime axe murder. Vanderlei Silva was there. In
Pride. Oh my God.
Rampage Jackson coming out with the chains on his neck. Like, dude, Pride. There should be a fucking movie about Pride.
Yes. Like, it's weird, man. I know people love UFC and I've liked it, over the years, but I almost wish Pride would have taken off and not UFC because Pride kind of they didn't ham it up and they didn't gimmick it up, but they kind of fed into it, had these characters and these large, just jacked up dudes fighting each other. Whereas UFC kind of leaned more into the purist kind of love of the game.
Well, at the time, UFC did not have weight restrictions. You could knee to the head. You could do 12-6.
That's true. I remember those, what are they called? Super fight tournaments.
Yeah.
Dan Severn and Ken Shamrock. And I remember the first one, there was like this 7-foot tall black sumo wrestler who was just crushing dudes, and I think Dan Severn tapped him or Hoist Gracie or someone.
Yeah, I think a Dutch kung fu guy broke that dude's nose, if I'm not mistaken. In the
That's
first
possible.
UFC. I watched the first bunch of them. It was human cockfighting. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
I was a prime age for that at a prime time. That was when people would things were going to get extreme. As far as that goes. Crow Cop, Chemo. Oh, I used to love Chemo. Chemo was great. We were big fans. I followed UFC like people follow sports. I'm excited. I hope it's good. I love the Safdie brothers. I think they're brilliant. I'm excited to see a movie with The Rock and not, hear him dance or do a cartoon voice. But I'll tell you, if there's a documentary about Pride, somebody send it our way. I would love to fucking.
Do you know what these guys look like that made this movie?
The Safdie brothers? Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
I just saw a picture and it looks like.
Well, it's Benny Safdie. He's an actor. He's been in a lot of movies, bro.
Okay, but
He's
here's
got
my
a
thing.
fucked up grill. Yeah, he's got a fucked up grill.
No, it just it looks like Larry Fine and Mark Cuban.
Yeah, they're like
made this
Queens Jewish hipsters, bro. Like, yeah, that's the Saf. The one on the right is an actor. He's been at Bisha. You've probably seen him. He's been in a ton of things.
It surprised me because it's the Smashing Machine starring The Rock, and it's like here's the directors.
Yeah. They look
Good
like
for them.
rabbinical students. Yeah, they're Jewish hipsters from Queens, bro.
No, I just meant they look like nerds, and they're making this cool Smashing Machine movie. You know? What I mean?
Yeah. Well, Bisho, their movies are dope. Good Time, fucking phenomenal. They make good movies, man. They make hard hitting like drug culture, underground New York, schizophrenic, quick shot movies.
Oh, they did Uncut Gems.
Yeah, that's them.
I got
You seen that, right?
No, I've heard. I've not seen.
Bananas. Absolutely. Look what that did for fucking Sandler. Can that be what they'll do?
Maybe, yeah.
Is The Rock the next Sandler? That's what we should call the episode. Jesus Christ. or show me the AIDS. That's what I want to call it.
Show me the AIDS.
Show me the AIDS. I'm just saying, if it's the 80s, give me AIDS. I want AIDS.
That was real. John, okay, anyone listening, John wants AIDS.
So in my movies, if you're making an 80s theme movie, look, remember in a South Park movie where Team America, where they didn't do Rent, they went and saw AIDS instead.
Everyone has AIDS.
AIDS. My mother, my father. I forget. I haven't heard it in a long time.
Well, no, you were half right. South Park. It was Jared from Subway lied about he didn't eat Subway sandwiches. He had AIDS. He got AIDS.
No, Jesus Christ. Show me the AIDS. All right, listen, we're going to head on over to Patreon.
Show me the AIDS.
Show me the AIDS.
That's it there.
We're going to head on over to Patreon while we still have a show. Whatchamacallit. Again, this weekend, you will be getting Patreon pals, your question and answers for April. Beat, have you checked the April Q&A? Is it action-packed? I expect it's going to be ridiculous.
It is action-packed, so bring a fucking lunch, and we will see you this weekend.
Pack a lunch. We're going to get it to you this weekend. And then afterwards, we'll get the link up for May. How about that? How about that, party people? Before we head out, we sort of plug some pals. Let's plug Drew Yari Experience. Let's plug the Hey Now Rich Dale podcast. Let's plug Necromaniacs. They just did the Wolfman. Let's plug Wrestling Soup. Let's plug that Don, Tony, and Kevin Castle. It's always going to be Don, Tony, and Kevin Castle forever, right? It's always going to be that. And of course, if I'm forgetting anybody, I'm sorry.
Fatty316 from the Bayou Geeks.
The Bayou Geeks. He was wearing my brother's shirt last night at Acid Bath, Chris Castro. Anyway, guys, we're going to head on over to Patreon. Please consider going to patreon.com/spitballmedia. $5. It's the only tier. It's a low tier. Low prices. You get a lot of bang for your buck. I hope you guys are enjoying the nice weather in the spring. And I appreciate you guys hanging out with us like you do each and every week, and all the love you've shown me in particular the last couple of weeks. I appreciate it. And we'll see you guys over next week. Shah will be back. Is that my birthday? No, my birthday is the day before. I got busy at my kids graduating college. I had my birthday. I turned 107 next week.
Already? Vi's already graduating college?
Violet graduates college a week from tomorrow.
Wow.
It's been 4 years. She graduates. I got to be at her graduation next Friday.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and Edie's a sophomore. It's crazy. She's just graduated second year. Crazy, man. Soon I'll be walking these kids down the aisle.
And these motherfuckers have been with you and now with us for a lot of that time. So thank you very much.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Dude, remember Little Drapes on fucking Sue?
I know. I remember you taking her to fucking NXT to see Bailey and shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she hugged Bailey. I almost got arrested at Deadpool with her, the first Deadpool.
I remember that story.
Wild. All right. Oh, hey, Rojo Bear 24. You got sandstorms? Jesus.
Where the fuck are you?
Where are you? Tatooine? Where are you? Seriously, Rojo Bear, before we head out, tell me where you're at. Where you got sandstorms.
I'm
That is
hoping.
wild.
I'm hoping like Arizona and not like somewhere in.
It could
like,
be
war-torn.
Tatooine. I mean, it could be Tatooine. I don't
Or
know.
Dune,
El
the
Paso.
movie Dune.
Wow, dude,
Oh,
be
shit.
careful, bro. Shit, Texas gets fucking crazy weather, man. Damn, Texas I haven't been to Texas in a long time.
Shout out to Rich Dow too. They had some storms go through the other night. Luckily, he's okay, but his area is kind of torn up.
Well, Jesus. Oh, God. Good Lord. All right, listen, everybody stay safe. We love you guys. We'll see you next week on the show.